Alright. So we got Viper versus Liereyy here, both on the ladder again. As you know, all the top experts have been training a lot for the Warlords tournament. So they've been really focusing on that. And playing each other a lot on the ladder. So, you know they're trying hard too. They're trying to train and keep their skills up. But if you look here, yeah, Viper's playing as green, which is rare for Viper. I'm half tempted to change it to yellow. He plays yellow. And Liereyy playing as pink, as the Cumans. So, Byzantines versus Cumans. So what do you think, chat? Which one is better on Arabia? Cumans or Byzantines? Doctor, you thinking Byzantines? Okay. Byzantines from Liereyy. Yeah. Wow, we got a lot of Byzantine lovers here. 4 in a row. Wow. Don't like Cumans? Yeah. Well, Cumans are really, they're unique. It's a different way to play for sure. Now, and this map actually looks really open, kind of for both players, I think. You see this wood on a hill. You know, gold is kind of at the bottom of this hill too. Blackberries, which is nice for Liereyy. And but yeah, all this gold. It seems one there. And where's the other one? This kind of does have a back gold here. But... Now, the one thing Cumans do have is if you have a really good map, that's where I like Cumans. So they have some unique situations where they're really strong. And if we look at Viper's map here, decent lumber camp, pretty close to PC, but also kind of off to the side compared to where Liereyy is. But he does have kind of forward berries and forward gold. And if you wanted to wall them out, that's I mean, I don't know, you go down and outwards. It looks long to me. Might be a little tough to do. Maybe you even use the back gold and just use the front berries. I don't know. Yeah, there's 2 back golds here too, so. Yeah, Byzantines, it's funny. It's called the defensive civ, but I also find when I'm Byzantines, it's probably one of the top 5 civs to do a skirmisher rush with, I would say. Liereyy checking to see if Viper's keeper close enough here. Quick scouting. And just looking at the build here, you can see Viper building a mill. So he's just going to go a typical feudal strategy. And probably the same from Liereyy here. So any guesses, guys? Who's going to win this game? In the start, you know, they're both 15-15, 0 ILTC time. In the maps, what do you think? Well, I mean, let's just make it a game more than anything. See who gets it. Who gets it? So. And hello, Fagu. Welcome. Good to see you still around. Oh, is he gonna lame a bill? Thinking about it. Maybe not. Okay. I think actually at this level, both these players have the speed to quick wall, so try and lame a bill, you might not get it anyway. So Viper never trades scout HP. Yeah, that's pretty true. Nightlife AOC. Pretty rarely. I mean, if this was a very competitive game and this was far away and he had an eagle, he probably would, but yeah. Hey, Kerpo AoE. Thank you so much for the raid. And welcome, everyone. Missed me playing with that, is that a? Don't worry, I still play on occasion. Yeah, I only have so much time every week, so I kind of got to balance the two. And honestly, I kind of like watching games anyway, so I feel like it's fun to do that too. Oh, thanks, Kerbo. Really appreciate it. Eagles turn weak and feudal. That's true, Nightlife AOC. You're right. And honestly, it's, you know, in the old days, it used to be something that was kind of broken with you know, you're already up one villager with Mayans or Aztecs in the old days, and then you get a second villager kill with an eagle because, you know, no loom on a hill. Very, very deadly. So, but yeah, looks like Viper, is he gonna go forward? No way. You never see Viper go forward. This actually, the funny is this actually looks like my style in the older days. 21 population up, going forward, and I always used to go forward with 3 villagers, and I'd always do skirm rushes, so, and I'd always go green. I don't know what Viper's playing at here, but I've done this to Viper. But I definitely agree with the strategy here. I do think the barracks is a little forward. More likely to get spotted, and when you're this close, there's always a possibility that if your enemy spots you, they can come wall your barracks in. Things like that. So I usually recommend, if you're skirm rushing, usually recommend a little bit further back, maybe off to the sides, and on a hill. And the reason for the hill is just it gives you a defensive position if they'll rush you forward. So yeah, that'd be really funny, Raptor, if I was man, if I ever visit Viper in you know, wherever he lives, to see him in real life, I should definitely do this. Ask if I can use this again. Just do some skirm rushes. But yeah. Oh, dangerous for Liereyy, though. He just spotted it. So, by the way, what do you do when you first spot a skirm rush in a situation like this? Tower. Right here. You tower right here. Right between the gold and the wood. This is really dangerous, because you're, or if, I guess, maybe you quick wall if you're Liereyy, but, honestly, the second he's in, it's tough. More spears are going to come. And you only got vills, so, a little dangerous there. Lierey's not ideal micro. Now Viper's being a little careful with it, which I expect. But with Cumans it's tough now because you spent some resources on walling, some on fighting. You can easily park a skirmisher behind here, and on top of that too, now what Viper can do: drop a tower right here. If Liereyy starts dropping a tower, cancel it, put it right here, get the gold. It's a sneaky. I don't remember what percent tower. You still have 125 stone, but I used to know it off by heart. And it's an old style of. And I like what Viper's done here. If you're against scouts, honestly, whether you're forward or not, walling in your wood is a great idea. Berries, yeah, if you have time to, it's not terrible either. So I will say though is. Yeah, looking pretty good here. Yeah. Definitely good to see. Okay, here's the tower fake out. But the funny thing is Viper literally just went in. So but he better be careful, because if those scouts do come back to kill his villagers, that is could be a problem. You might want to spear there. It looks like he's making the spear, so. So he is pushing here. And there he is going skirms. But honestly, if you're Viper, don't waste the army. Just hit, run, hit, run. I mean, Viper obviously knows what he's doing, but you know, sometimes I wonder though if anyone's actually ever done as many skirm rushes as I have in this game. Very careful though. I would not take this fight. I would be running away before the fight. No spears left. You always want to make sure you put your spears on stand ground and then focus fire scouts. Now the funny thing is, even though he lost his army, I actually think he's slightly ahead. You got a tower on taking him off wood, on gold. You still got roughly the same military, and his wood's going to be less efficient. So, but I would definitely recommend, if you're skirm rushing too, wall in your tower all the way, every tile. Obviously with those. This is why I don't like the tower spot. I think you should put one tile back so that you can wall it in all the way. But not bad. Don't get me wrong, not bad. Just villagers can take it down if they want. And like, I wouldn't do it right away, but if I was in Lierey's position, while you're going to castle age, go send a villager, take it down. You can even hide behind the walls while it's taking it down, so it'll be pretty safe too. But okay, Viper doing a good job here, making sure to wall behind. Now, Viper's definitely going a major, he's definitely going the greedy approach. I'm just going to update that. Viper. I thought Capture Age Auto updated the names, but I guess not, so. I love baskets. These games are from the ladder yesterday and today. So, yeah. very recent. They're definitely training for the tournament and trying hard for sure. And they're all near the top of the ladder here, so see the ratings down below: 2600, 2550, very high ratings. And he did do a blacksmith here. I was about to say that. I was going to say wall in these villas too, just to be sure. I do like him getting stone here. Good idea for sure. And honestly, it doesn't matter whether he puts pressure or not at this point. You just want to make sure that you can go castle age and you don't die at home. Oh, you're actually walling in these ones gold. Okay, I like that. It's not a bad idea at all. And then wheeled so he doesn't have to put villagers in the elite walls. Now Liereyy is going for the second TC. Actually, I think Viper should be the one to run here. If a blacksmith upgrade came in, like fletching, Liereyy could eat this whole army. So, but again, you don't necessarily want to fight at the bottom of the hill either. So, good micro by both. Not bad. But yeah, right now the second you see them split like that, hit with the scouts and go in between. That's the and micro. Okay, it turned out pretty good actually. But yeah, Viper's gonna lose his whole army here because now you just run the skirms and scouts eat the rest. Maybe he makes one spear. No. So. Now Liereyy actually did a really good thing here. He built the second TC so late that he's going to go to castle and just build bills to get only ahead by a few. Actually, I'm a big fan of that style. And was very defensive with skirms and things like that. And even went with the gold way back there. So, I don't know if Viper really realized that he's seen that TC, right? Yeah, he's seen the TC being done. So, yeah, we got some scouts going in again. Now, I was curious what we say 10 spears for skirms versus scout for skirms. Raptor, so there's a trick with that. If you're the one going spears and skirms, if you start adding any scouts at all, you're gonna tilt the balance so fast because your spears will just wreck their scouts. So obviously it's not perfect in that fight, but like I said, if you wait till even if you just have a couple scouts in that mix, it swings quite dramatically. So that's why when you skirm rush, it's very common. Even in the old days, even 2001, 2002, you skirm rush with one archery range forward, do a really fast uptime, do the tower, that type of thing, and then you decide at that point whether or not you're going to go scouts or fletching, whether you go blacksmith or stable. And if you go to stable somewhere sneaky, you can really do some damage because people often don't make any spears against you; they just go full skirm. So I call it the old switcheroo. Very deadly. So even at today's standards, by the way, I had a game against Nikon where I got him doing stuff. He kicked my butt 3 times after, so it went good for one game. But yeah. Anyways, looks like Viper's going to mix here. By the way, I'm a fan of this. First set knights, so that you can try and snipe some bills, do some damage. And then Byzantines got such great camels that it almost feels criminal not to switch. So he moved the mining camp just to make sure he didn't get sniped. So am I an architect? I'm an engineer actually. A little similar, but yeah, a little different for other things. Anyways, we won't get too much into that on here. All right, so yeah, camels spotted the skirms here. I like this. Just a Viper not using too much to just clean up an army that's going to be annoying. And while he's trying to find bills, he's also going for another TC here. But he is down by 8 villagers, so this is not a small amount, right? And you got to remember, this is with Liereyy in Castle Age. So Liereyy is getting the pikeman upgrade, which, just making sure he's safe. Not a bad idea. So kind of knight pikeman. Against a civ like Byzantines, it's a good mix. Knight pikeman is actually, against most things. But let's see here. Let's see if he does what I was describing. Goes here and Okay, maybe just loses the Vil, I don't know. Goes to the right here. Like, just go there with one Vil or one Knight and just take this thing down. Like, you need that gold long term, and you don't need to make a castle to get it back. Just, anyways. Yeah. Knight's coming in, trying to convert here. Good response by Liereyy. By the way, anytime you see someone go Knights or Camels, at a monastery, you can get the relics, and also if you convert anything, it's very good. Yeah, 3rd TC for Viper, you got it. Building with a couple Vils back here. But honestly, though, 3rd TC for Liereyy, too. So... And Lierey's ahead by 10 Vils. You know, it's always hard to tell. Like, if you're in Viper's point of view, you don't know that for sure. You know, you don't know that you're 10 Vils behind. But, I mean, in typical Viper fashion, he is going for TC 3 and 4, so... pretty common. If you play Viper a lot of times, you know, he definitely will, more often than not, go for many TCs. And a very fast boom. Usually on the greedy side. But Liereyy does that too. Maybe in a slightly different way, I would say, but not entirely different. And Liereyy just making sure he secures some more wood. I like that. Okay, converted a camel there. Oh, might get another one? We'll see. Mid-late Imp. Is Byzantines better than Cumans? Honestly, I think... Oh, he's grabbing the relic, though. 3D. Oh, maybe he'll get it, though. So, it depends. I'd say if you got... Once you get to 130, 140 villagers with both civs, then I think Cumans has the edge. Because really what you're doing at that point is... You're going, you know... I'm going to assume you're going some sort of, like, combination of skirms, Kipchucks, and then cavalry for Cumans. And as Byzantines, it's very hard to deal with that mix. Unless you could somehow get to, like, I don't know, fully upgraded cataphracts or something. But those are very expensive. So. Yeah, Cumans are in the game. Yeah, you bet. That would be fun. new Civ incoming. I'm just kidding. I have no idea. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just joking. But yeah, Viper doing a castle here pretty quick. And he's on 27 on food. And look at, oh my god, Lierey's just massively on food here. And this is what I say, in some ways both have a little bit of a similar style. They're both going for stone and bringing this up. Cumans lack bracer. That is true. That does make the no bracer definitely makes the Halbs a little harder to deal with. But guys, do Cumans have Parthenian tactics? Yeah, 15 on stone. That's typical Viper though. Mid castle age, he very often hits 10 to 25 on stone. Yeah, I find he likes to. I won't call it over-investing, but I'll call it invest in a lot of defensive castles on hills around his base, as opposed to more army and then go army after that, and then kind of defend on the hills. It's a good style for sure. I will say though, maybe actually I won't give that one away. There's some tactics to deal with that at a really high level that I'm sure Viper is aware of, but maybe I'll leave those for now anyway. But as you can see, economy is super close, 90 vils for each. Now Liereyy does have a lot of army, but because of the castles, can't really do a lot with that army at this point. So, okay, I like this castle from Viper. It kind of protects the extra resources here, and kind of he's got a monk here. Might as well grab that, eh? Hey, Viper. But I'm so shocked this tower is still alive. So shocked. One night. So, anyways, by the way, when you're casting, it's easy to catch these things, right? They're up to him. Yeah, they both are though. Yeah, 120. But that's the thing, because he's going pikes, and I mean he is going especially the Cavalier here, but because he invested a lot in pikes, that army won't do a lot. But the Cavalier will, for sure. Look at the Viper. What's Viper going? He's going one cataphract just to scout. Does he go camels right away? That's the question. This could be a big deal. Let's see Viper's response here. Okay, he sees the knights coming in. Does he quick wall? Yes, he quick walls as normal. Gets one. Now, is this open? This is open, no? It's open. Okay, so he recognized it, deletes one. Now, Liereyy doesn't... I was going to say probably doesn't want to lose his army right before the upgrades. So Viper, again, more defensive castles in his economy, especially because he sees the halves coming. So, as you can see, this kind of makes the camels a difficult choice too. When there's pikes around, and he's getting halves and halberdier here. So coming in strong. I bet Viper right now wishes that castle he built down here was like right in the middle, or you know, one of these hills here, defending his economy. Put some villagers inside, so. And by the way, that's why Viper went cataphracts to start, right? He was seeing the pikes, so. And it is a good combo if you go camels and cataphracts. You kind of get the best of both worlds there too, so. Counters for each. As you can see, though, Viper is ahead in villagers, but he is behind in economy, so it kind of balances out a little bit. Yeah, still a very, very close game, I would say. Score is a little higher for Liereyy here. Now, I'm curious what's down here. Okay, still the buildings. What's happening down here? Still a few stray cavalier raids. I'm a big fan of that. Always a good idea to catch the stray resources, but again, yeah, Viper quick response here. Now Viper actually does have multiple choices right here. He's going to go heavy camo and some barracks. So the cheap halbs are definitely a good thing. Arbit random user, actually, I don't miss it because I've played Viper in June of this year. And I played Doubt a bunch of times this year too. A couple times on the ladder. So, can't say miss it, but yeah. They're well trained, I would say. Playing full time. Makes it a little bit of a rougher ride than it probably would have 10 years ago. Viper don't need army? Viper needs army right now. Just he keeps dying. It's a... By the way, this is a tough spot to be in. He's under a lot of pressure. There's raids here. Raids coming from the top, sides. I'd say... I don't think he's not trying to get his army out. He's trying to get every upgrade, get army built, keep his bills alive. This is messy. For sure, it's messy. And Lierey's catching up in villagers, too. So... But at the same time, Viper does have a lot of defensive castles, so it's very hard to kill him. You almost need to like do all this raiding and then at the same time send like 3 or 4 trebs on a castle or something. Yeah, here come the trebs. I was gonna say, at this point I would say Liereyy probably should. That's around the time you should when you're putting some pressure on. And in Viper's perspective, he might want to build cataphracts out of here and try and kill those trebs. How upgrade is coming in here, so he's gonna start creating some army pretty soon here. Good raise again from Liereyy. Again, he's kind of, I like that, Uber hair. Here comes trouble. Now, when you do this, though, the one thing that Liereyy has to do is keep some halbs here. I don't know. I'm going to say like 5 or 6. Just enough to be sure. And it looks like Liereyy has done the upgrades for Hussar. And that's the one thing that Byzantines really lack, is a good raiding. Once you have a few castles and you have ballistics and, you know, he doesn't even have fletching yet, but it's really hard to raid when you're Byzantines. to raid your enemy. Yeah, so it looks like he did do a couple cataphracts, but now Lierey's defending them well, so. And they're regular cataphracts, not elite, so. Wow, see? Bunch of archer ranges too, so I think now that Viper's kind of stabilized, I think he's probably going to switch into some ranged units here. Honestly, if I was him, probably, yeah, archer seems reasonable. You already got pikes. I'd also think at some point you need to get bombard cannons, but it's Viper, he always does that, so. 8k, yeah. Yeah, it only has 6,700. He doesn't have the full upgrades or anything, but you're right. There's still a ton of HP for being uphill. Hard to kill those castles, for sure. One other thing sometimes I recommend doing, I'm not saying it's always the right answer, but is if you're against castles on a hill, and you know it's going to be a problem to push down the road, it doesn't hurt to even buy stone yourself, so it's more expensive for your enemy. Sell the food, sell the wood, buy some stone, you got 2,000 gold. And by the way, the relics are super important here. So I didn't realize it, but just looking at it now, Viper has 4 out of 5 relics. So if he can stabilize, long term, he has the edge. And he does have 5 trebs here too, so he's prepared for that treb war. To either defend or go on the offense. But now with 3 trebs, oh, why is he attacking that? Not the castle. Oh boy, yeah. So 18 Hussar. He is going Kipchaks here. What's up, Chili? Glad to see you here. I was going to say, I think if you're Viper, you bring the trebs over here, and it looks like he's doing exactly that. But very good fight from Liereyy. Took the advantage there, for sure. Honestly, Viper's population's dropped dramatically. He doesn't have all the upgrades yet, so... He needs that last armor upgrade. I'm going to say, yeah, he's getting it now. Okay, good. Yeah, unresearched upgrade? Yeah, no doubt. He might have everything. The tech tree, I like it. You're probably right, Running. I'll laugh if that was like his personal challenge to himself, was just research every upgrade as Byzantines. Yeah, and Liereyy being careful here. He unpacked, is going to go on the hill and repack, I'm going to guess. Smart. Liereyy is taking the gold here, so... Even though Viper has 4 relics, Liereyy is taking a lot of the gold. He's getting a lot of stables to raid and things like that. And honestly, my long-term concern for Viper isn't gold. It's wood. With how low wood these Arabia maps are, if you can't expand outwards to at least one of the 2 sides, that can be a problem long-term. Especially because all of his units cost gold, wood. Well, not all, but, you know, pretty much, right, at this point. So... And Viper unloading 5. Yeah, and Liereyy just... Nope, we'll fight another spot. Leave me alone. Let's do some raids for now. Now Viper going dangerously low on the bills. Oh, the creation's on the left? I think there's a way to turn that off, isn't there? I don't remember how I accidentally turned that on, but I meant to turn it off. I'm still learning the cap trade stuff here, so. But I'll probably try and figure that. Unless someone knows the quick button, I'll probably let that go until we're got some downtime. But thanks, Pipes. Now 4 traps coming in here. That's a good number. So, and you can see, see Viper also pushing himself too. Lots of damage here. You gotta have this happening at the same time as this. He is repairing like crazy. And this is where bombard cannons come in clutch. And normally I'd expect Viper to have a bunch of bombard cannons, but... That is a lot of cheap health. Oh my god. Honestly, in the fight here, I would recommend for Liereyy to have about 10 of his own helps. The only units that don't really take bonus damage, and they soak up a lot of damage. Even though he's not against any cavalry. So, just interesting. And yeah, look at this push by Viper. Took one castle down, going for a second castle. I'm a big fan of this counterattack. It seems like it's doing its job for sure. Now, honestly, Lierey's on the back foot now. I mean, Lierey's got more vills, but Viper's got 90 army. Jeez, it's a massive army here. And still missing the last armor upgrade, but all good. Yeah, and I'd say for sure Liereyy needs some helps in front. And some skirms. I think you put skirms in front of the Kipchuks, and you put helps in front of the... Yeah. Obviously, I still like Hussar, but just not too many. With that many helps and that many, you know. I like this from Liereyy, the defensive trebs here. I'd also recommend repairing that. With this much gold, you have to buy stone and just repair this, I think. Okay, is sniping the army. Nice treb snipes by Liereyy. $3,400 gold. Yeah, he needs to. Yeah. Really dangerous though for Liereyy here. He's ahead in score, but I actually think he's in trouble here. It's a very dangerous push. He is still raiding over here, though. I like that. I don't know if that was worth it. Got one trap, but I think he lost a lot there. Yeah, Viper's really turned this around. I think going 100 army was the right decision. And also, I mean, just so many helps, right? Such a massive army. And he does have 4 relics too, right? So you always got to keep in mind that's been helping him too. And yeah. No, and honestly, I think for Liereyy, I think you could have spent gold maybe on maybe you have less gold miners and spend some on onagers. I don't know. What do you guys think? Yeah, it's been a really epic game. I agree. Looks like, yeah. Okay, so Liereyy does call it. GG, everyone. That was a lot of fun to watch. So, looking at the stats here, let's check it out. So, military-wise, Viper did lose more units than he killed, but his units were so cheap and cost-effective that that was completely fine. From Lierey's side of things, you know, when you're using Kipchuks, they're expensive, they're low HP. Yeah, and Byzantines are hard to push, exactly. You almost want to fight them in the same spot they want to fight you. That castle, you know, trebbing castles to trade was dangerous. On the economy side, look at that, wow. This is how, you know, Viper's castles did real work, is because he didn't have nearly as much resources collected. But it's because he had a lot of vills inside castles while castles were shooting down the army. So even with less resources collected, he managed to make it a win. And even with the 4 relics, he didn't end up having more gold. He actually had less gold. So, crazy stuff here. And let's see, okay, so even though Viper researched tons of techs, still only 38%, just because how many techs Byzantines actually have, which is nuts. So, the timeline here, yeah, I mean, pretty much what you expected to see. And then APM, yeah, they're both really high APMs.